Welcome everybody to Game 3 between Giap and Paul. For those of you who may not remember, Giap had faction selection for the fated final ace game of this series. Paul barely managed to pull through Game 2 after an almost hour-long slugfest. Not even really a slugfest, more like a battle of wills almost. I don't know what to call it. Samoski Winter doesn't really have slugfests in the traditional sense, but either way, here we are in Game 3. Giap's Soviets versus Paul's Ostheer, which is a matchup we have not yet seen. Because in Game 1, Paul picked over Commando West, tried Scavenge Doctrine against Giap's Guard Motor Coordination. Didn't work out so well, so we're going to see him changing things up. We've got Giap's Shock Rifle, Guard Motor, and Mechanized Support against Paul's Mechanized Assault, Close Air Support, and Elite Troops. 3 conscript opening here for Giap, and Paul similarly going with a Grenadier start. No team weapons or tech from either player. In the early game, Paul sending his Pioneers straight for the south fuel, securing vision of this area and control of the building, while Giap goes with the same capping order from Game 1, sending Combat Engineers straight north to capture the munitions. And then conscripts generally vying for control of the central village and securing buildings. Grenadiers will take control of the cutoff building right here, taking that under their control. More Grenadiers moving up for the cutoff. And Pioneers rotate south away from the fuel towards the munitions cutoff. No engagements yet. Conscripts just hold up in the building.
Territory secured.
Grenadiers engaging against conscripts in this structure. And so far the game is looking pretty similar to Game 1. Giap just stalling in buildings while he continues to get infantry onto the field, and he is going to go Tier 1 again despite being against Ostheer. 3 cons, 2 combat engineers into an M3 with flamethrower inside. Might be a little harder to make that work against Paul playing as Ostheer.
We have a fresh Grenadier squad.
Depending on how he utilizes his Grens, if he can keep them in pairs. M3 should be difficult to actually use in a useful fashion. Combat Engineers taking control there in the north. Second squad of Grens making its way towards the north fuel. Grenadiers inside the building look like they're falling low, and that could be the first retreat, but the first model losses have been inflicted there on Giap. M3 is in production, and conscripts have made their way to Paul's cutoff building, being engaged from 2 different directions though. Grenadiers in this building and in this building have a line on them. This house will fall though. Paul can't hold that position anymore. And he's trying to soft retreat that Grenadier squad towards somewhere. No. Giap is chasing him too hard, actually left this building to force that retreat and maybe even have some wipe potential there, so Grenadiers are forced away, and Paul's going to go mortar next. Try and punish Giap's very building-centric style. Mortar may be vulnerable to the M3 though. It's on its way towards the combat engineers here in the south, which have already got their flamethrower, so that's going to be a threat to Paul very soon. Wounded squad of conscripts trying to get back in the church over here. Fresh Grenadiers have been fielded out of the base into these buildings to try and continue to put pressure on this area. Start bleeding the conscripts in the church, try and win building engagements. These 2 squads pull back from the north fuel to put further damage on the squad in that building. These Grenadiers move up to support, and here comes the M3.
Our opponents are seizing a sector. Taking Soviet fire!
So far hasn't done anything except for scare some infantry off. No kills yet, I don't think, really. And the mortar is softening Giap's infantry up in this area as well. 1 squad of conscripts falling pretty low already to mortar fire. Fresh Grenadiers on their way to the front line. Paul will keep them in pairs, like I mentioned earlier, to make sure that the M3 can't dive without getting double fausted. Paul will maintain a constant 50 munitions float as well. Also purchased himself a flamethrower, so decent amount of M3 and building counters to try and shut down what Giap is trying to do. M3 is looking for a flanking opportunity on the cutoff right here. Spots the mortar moving up. Grenadiers secure the church. Moving back towards the mortar to provide protection.
We are losing a sector.
Barely any engagements this game. It's 6 minutes in already. 7-5, that's nothing. Both players being very careful. Compared to game 2 where like 2 snipers had died by now.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
It's kind of funny actually. Soviet sniper in the snow over here. Giap seems to like the sniper. He fielded one in game 1, which had some success. It didn't do anything too devastating, I don't think, but it contributed positively. He's going to field that again against Pozzo's Terror. Keeping his Grenadiers together so that the M3 cannot dive. Sniper is picking them off one by one though. He might catch the M3 out of position right here. That's probably dead. He just landed at least one Faust. There it goes. Damaged engine. The flamethrower gets out so that they won't lose models when the M3 goes down. Grenadiers are trying to... Ooh! Wow! Focus fire the flamethrower down, but that flame crit right there was devastating. Full squad of Grenadiers got wiped, and then 2 more crits! That flamethrower squad takes only 1 model loss and picks up 7 kills. Wow, that was devastating. Thanks for the host, Sidolio. I can't even believe how badly that engagement just went for Paul. The M3 wasn't even destroyed. He was perfectly positioned to ambush that force, but he got some bad luck right there, really. That was a devastating series of flame bursts. Demo charge going down on the building right there.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Flamethrower piles and Grenadiers on their way to take control of some territory north. Paul's now going to spread himself out since he's just suffered a full squad wipe. He's a little weak compared to his opponent. Pop caps are still pretty even. A lot of manpower into the sniper plus tech. But despite that, Giap has gone guard motor and is going to start throwing guards on the field. He has at 2 CPs, and Paul has chosen mechanized assault and is going to try and start making his way towards the Stug E. I think Paul will probably have a tougher time this game against guard motor than Giap had last game against tank hunter tactics. And to Paul's credit, he tried scavenge doctrine in game 1 and tank hunter tactics in game 2, so it's against Giap. It's kind of hard at this point, getting kind of hard to accuse Paul of just going full meta all the time. Granted, he's going mechanized assault in game 3, so the series probably won't be a Coco Jambo contender. But it probably could have been. Probably could have been. Another Panzerfaust on the M3, and it will finally be destroyed. Gets a little too close in the arc of fire of that MG42. Some infantry trying to set up a flank, but it's kind of difficult to flank through this area. Red cover road on the southeast, deep snow over here on the left. You have to go around this building. Grenadiers protecting the left side flank from this flamethrower, and it doesn't look like Giap is breaking through anywhere. The sniper can move up and start taking out the machine gunner. That might help. Or if he can force retreats on this group of Grenadiers in the shrubs, that would also probably turn the engagement in his favor. Mechanized assault half-track is on its way. Ooh, and it just picked up a flamethrower squad on the retreat. I didn't even see that engagement happening. Nice pickup by Paul. One of GM's 2 flamethrowers goes down right there, and it will continue working its way onto the flanks of all of these advancing squads. It's going to be in the retreat path of 2 squads right here, which I think both are probably going to get away safely, fortunately for Giap. So, not that big of a deal. The sniper might be a little bit exposed, but it is hovering in range of the guards, 2 squads of guards in fact, in the retreat path. Oh, that could be a wipe. Wow, that's a lucky machine gun crew. Crosses the red cover road without taking any damage and will get to safety. AT grenades have completed for Giap, and this half-track is going to have to do some very fancy maneuvering to survive this situation. Panzer Grenadiers leave the vehicle because I don't think Paul thinks he's going to be able to save it. He's going to try, but he's got a damaged engine and more stuff is on the way. Sniper and guards putting this Panzer Grenadier squad in extreme danger right here. And they have no choice but to retreat. They're outnumbered and surrounded. And the half-track will probably also be destroyed here. There's the AT grenade. And down it goes. Grenadiers moving up to try and secure this building. More Grenadiers taking control of the south fuel. Map control right now looks pretty good for Paul. He has both munitions points at least disconnected. And he's trading for both fuel points at all times. But Giap has a very good hold on the central village. And resource income is dead even. It's exactly even. They both have 21 munitions and 13 fuel right now. But a lot of territories are flashing and changing hands. And it looks like Giap will come out of... Oh! That series of engagements on top. Oh, they didn't actually get inside yet! The squad is still alive! Giap detonated that demo charge prematurely, and that Grenadier squad will escape. The bug where if they're starting to get into the building and the building explodes, they don't have an icon over their heads. Still present, clearly. But you can actually fix that bug by getting in the house and then getting back out. So... Squad gets away. Bit of a lucky break for Paul right there.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Sneaky mine right there. Might catch some squads squeezing through this approach. MG42 making its way towards the central village. 2 squads of Grens working on guards in the north. I'm not sure they'll beat them. And they probably will. There's the retreat. Flamethrower in the retreat path too, I think, so they couldn't wait too long. Here comes the Stug E. Paul's in a pretty okay position for map control at the time that this arrives. I think there's a pretty realistic chance of him making it to Tiger this game. Start fighting against the... Ooh, what happened right here? Is that a wipe? Yes, it is. I don't even know how those Panzer Grenadiers fell so low. Ooh, maybe getting picked off by the sniper, I guess. Whatever caused them to make that late retreat, they get wiped. That's going to be an expensive loss for Paul. He traded 1 flamethrower for that Panzer Grenadier squad as soon as they hit the field in the half-track, so that's something. It's kind of a shame to lose them so soon.
The sector has been cut off.
So it gets into the retreat path of those conscripts. They're going down fast. This Grenadier squad with no icon in their retreat path as well. Stug is going to try and turn about. Hear another demo charge? I think I heard another demo charge somewhere. I don't know what happened, but I heard a demo charge go off somewhere. I think a Grenadier squad probably got wiped. Guards in this building engaging against the Stug right here. Sniper working on the Grenadiers in this building.
We are losing a sector.
Ooh, there's an S-mine field up here that Giap might have noticed. Ooh, just walked right into it. I'm not actually sure where it's planted. I can't see any of the signs except for that one. But there's a decent amount in their retreat path. If they get forced to retreat, that could be bad. Second Stug on the field for Paul, and the initial one is going to make its way into the central village to start putting pressure on the guards in this house. It's taking light damage from PTRSs. If they don't get out of that building, it will be destroyed. There they go. Just in time. 2 of them don't make it out.
Model E assault guns, Commander.
Paul putting a lot of pressure on Giap here, trying to punish guard motor, of course. Guard motor tends to stall for Collins. Giap knows he can't do that if he's going to fight against the Stugi and has gone tier 3. T-34 is on its way to counter.
Assault guns standing by. Enemy forces are securing our territory. Receiving fire! Stuck here!
Here comes the T-34s. Paul doesn't have any anti-tank yet. This T-34 is poised to inflict massive harm on Paul. He's desperately trying to get to safety. Just activated target weak point, but it was too late. The shot doesn't go off. Wait, what? Did you see that? Did you all see that? Target weak point shot connected with the T-34 while the Stug was clearly pointed like nowhere near this. Just like curved the bullet. Is it guaranteed to connect or something? That was ridiculous. Alright, T-34 gets crew shocked right there. This one is in danger from guards here in the south. The T-34 has given up the chase apparently towards the Stug in the north. I don't understand how Paul has kept these alive. It looks like this one's probably going to be destroyed. Still no AT gun anywhere. Tier 2 in progress in Paul's base. He went so aggressively into Stugs that he doesn't have any protection for them. He was kind of banking on Giap not teching, but somehow he's managed to get one of them to safety. And this one is hidden in the northwest corner of the map.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
T-34, I guess, will fail to hunt and kill either one of those. At least for now.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
I wonder if I turn off the UI and turn it back on. No, I don't think there's any way for me to restore that. Shield. Combat engineers will locate the Stug in the north, which is going to try and make its way towards the south. They don't pose any threat to it. If it hits a random mine, that could be bad. They'll retreat immediately, not wanting to get killed. T-34 might rotate north to try and punish this. The second Stug is moving to catch up with some Pios in the north. Should be able to get repaired. That Stug is very much risking being destroyed by exposing itself to his opponent for so long. T-34 is on its way to punish that. Machine gun will secure vision, and the Stug will have to try and do some fancy maneuvering. What is it? That's not fancy maneuvering, that's suicide. And oh, lucky shell missed right there, but I don't think there's going to be any magical dance Paul can do this time to get to safety away from this T-34. And there it goes. Unable to get it to safety, this one will be fully repaired in the northeast corner. Giap is taking full control of the map elsewhere. Light artillery barrage almost wipes that guard squad though on the VP. Gets away narrowly. Conscripts taking control here in the south. These two squads are making their way to engage against guards in the middle. I don't even know if they'll be able to win this engagement. Mortar's soaking up some of the damage. Oh wait, there's two squads of grenadiers here. And then yes, they'll definitely win. Grenade toss right there on the mortar. Ice doesn't break and the mortar will be fine. Guards are forced to retreat. T-34 is going to continue its advance north. Still no anti-tank on the field for Paul. No Panzerschreck, no AT gun. Oh wait, there's one. Okay, AT gun on the field. Actually, that T-34 at half health may not get clear of its arc of fire. Second shot might go off. There it is. T-34 goes down. A little too much forward momentum right there, and the T-34 is destroyed, and that will leave Giap with no tanks for the brief, very brief window during which he's waiting for Collins. He still has 40 fuel left to collect. Stug is going to take this window of opportunity to dive very aggressively, picks the sniper up right there. Flamethrower might go down too. Not quite. Flamethrower gets away, but look at the losses. Apparently Giap lost 2 conscript squads. I don't even know how. Probably to the Stugi at some point. Maybe, I guess. Maybe rifle grenades. Either way, Paul seems to be winning in the core infantry game, not necessarily the elite infantry game. Panzer grenadiers for him are all gone. 2 squads of guards left on the field are a serious threat to these grenadiers. So, All in all, I guess things are relatively even for infantry, but Paul is stretched very thin for resources, and Giap has a massive amount of float. He's going to have those columns very soon. Paul didn't put enough of a stranglehold on the fuel, even after taking out that T-34, unfortunately, so they are going to arrive, and a Tiger is quite far off because of Paul's decision to go with 2 Studebake's. The victory point's currently dead even. T-34s have a very good chance of swinging the game in Giap's favor decisively. Paul's going to have to survive their onslaught using only an anti-tank gun. Maybe if he could throw some teller mines. Maybe a target weak point from his Stug. It's going to be very tough. Guards catch the Stug in motion. And here come the Collins. Oh, they actually button it. I don't think that's really going to do anything. Mortar working on the guards in the building here in the south. MG42 and Pio's doing what they can. Machine gun and Pios forcing away that squad in the south. T-34s here in the middle going in. Looking for opportunities. The Stug is at half health hidden over here. T-34s have not located it yet and don't seem to want to reveal themselves yet if they don't have to. Paul probably knows they're on the field. He can hear green cover positions in the center being destroyed. Hear their engines. Combat engineers on their way north. Scaroffs and Pios start getting that under control. Guards in the retreat path miss with their volley of PTRSs, fortunately. Panzerfaust on that T-34 in the south. Squad will immediately retreat. The remaining T-34 goes in hard on the Stug and may have an opportunity to destroy it entirely. Oh, shot missed. Shot missed, and the T-34 will get back to safety. Stug will also get back to safety. I don't know how Paul has managed to keep this thing alive this game. It's been so, like, guaranteed dead twice.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector. We have a full squad. New anti-tank gun has arrived.
There goes the MG42. Pios is repairing the Stug right there.
Don't let us freeze. Loaded for panda hunting.
Paul's gonna make another push for the north. Victory points still have not really swung in anybody's favor, and Giap hasn't taken quite as firm control of the game as I thought he would once those T-34s arrived. Is that rove a word? Once those T-34s arrived.
Yes.
In tropical Britain. Ooh, nice hit from the Stug right there on those guards. I think they'll get away. Stug is going to hide a little bit here on the north road, trying to get in range for a second shot, I think. Maybe not. Meanwhile, T-34 is making their advance. This building is destroyed by mortar fire. Heavy mortar fire, so Giap has fielded one of those of his own just now. Stug will encounter a T-34 right there with the Vet 2 armor skirts. Not get penetrated. Pulling back to safety. AT guns are making their way forward.
Pioneers awaiting orders.
Mortar fire coming down in the middle. No forces currently available to contest the south. One flamethrower on its way to fight against a vanilla conscript squad. Minesweepers, or no, Pyos hit a mine. They're gonna retreat. 3 point will remain uncontested. Because of that, Paul's actually letting a triple cap tick against him, but he's got plenty of time. Both players still at 300 VPs, and the game will continue. Mortar forces guards out of the church. Flamethrower against cons here in the south. Looks like it's going to go, I don't know, either way. Gonna come down completely to RNG. Here come the T-34s to turn the engagement in Giap's favor. Pyos retreat on the site. And Paul making a slow advance across the north with his Stug and backing Pax. Finds an opportunity on the heavy mortar with the T-34s exposed in the south. He knows that his Stug will be able to inflict some damage here. Uncountered. Conscripts on their way through deep snow might want to rethink this charge. Here come the T-34s. One squad of grenadiers in their advanced path, though. Have to be careful not to take engine damage. PTRS snipes the squad to death. Full squad wiped there for Paul. Bringing him back down to 2 grenadiers and a bunch of team weapons up against his opponents. Mix of conscripts and guards. Big hit from the Stug again on that group of guards. T-34s catch the AT guns unset up and clumped. They could be easy to circle right there. Guards working on the Stug from its rear. It needs to be very careful. It looks like it's going to go down here no matter what it does. T-34 is available to threaten it from the north, and guards moving up to try and flank on its rear armor from the south. But the T-34 right here just took engine damage, causing a traffic jam, so maybe I'm wrong. Stug might actually make another miracle escape. AT guns get caught in motion again. Grenade clears the MG42. Those AT guns are dangerously exposed right there. Without machine gun cover, without the Stug covering. If Paul loses these AT guns, one gets cleared, the other one's stuck in deep snow. This could be a horrible engagement for Paul. This could be him losing the game right now. T-34 trying to squeak by. Stug uses target weak point to briefly stun the T-34, but I don't think there's any way that this can be destroyed. Stug is trying to work on infantry in the area and forcing retreats, bleeding that machine gun steel, but everything's going to get away. But a Tiger just hit the field. Tiger arrives for Paul to save this engagement, and support is on its way from the base. Pyos will be able to get the Stug repaired, and I think that Giap's assault on that Stug will get shut down a little bit here. Tiger takes engine damage. T-34 is trying to poke from range, but the Pyos are here to recruit the AT guns, and I think Giap will probably be forced back for repairs. Wow. Tiger got here just in time. Panzerfaust on this T-34 also had a critical impact in making sure Paul didn't lose everything right there.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Meanwhile, in the south, one spare squad of conscripts, however, has taken control of everything. Clock will start ticking against Paul again, who is running out of time.
Supply are disrupted.
Tiger receiving extremely slow repairs from a one-man Pyo squad. Looks like they'll both be fully repaired at roughly the same time. The Stug is Vet 3. We have seen a Vet 3 Stug E assault gun in both games 2 and 3 of this series. Both players seem to be well versed in the art of mechanized assault. Wow.
Squad is no longer a threat.
That Vet 3 rate of fire.
A new Grenadier squad is ready.
Here comes the next engagement. Stug looking for opportunities against guards. No shots against anything connecting for either player yet. Tiger moves up from the south flank. A T-gun and Tiger shots both connect, and that T-34 is going down fast, reduced to about half health. Second AT gun moving up on this approach. Meanwhile, Paul will start taking control of the south uncontested. His mortar's Vet 2, apparently. Vet 2, only 8 kills, but a lot of damage inflicted on infantry over the course of the game. Tiger takes engine damage again and needs to pull back for repairs.
This is German territory. Our opponents are seizing a sector. They're flanking us! Ivan is attacking!
Light artillery barrage being dropped somewhere. On the fuel point, maybe? Here? Yes, up here. Oh, I'm not sure Giap even noticed that, and his squad gets wiped. Nice. Nice judgment by Paul, apparently. Didn't think his opponent would be watching. Which is, rare. Very rare to actually catch Giap not noticing something. But he picks up a wipe with that light artillery barrage and will delay repairs on that T-34. AT gun set up here in the middle to put pressure on the Stug, and it's actually in a bit of a traffic jam situation. It has to rotate very awkwardly to get clear of that AT gun fire. I think that might go down right here, just an awkward pathing. PTRSs can't quite finish the job. It looks like it might get to safety. This field gun is not moving up aggressively, and that Stug makes yet another miracle survival. Like for the 4th time this game, that Stug does not die. Tiger moves up to put pressure on the field gun. Without support, it can't take a Tiger on frontally.
We have liberated this sector. Tiger needs orders. Tiger claims another victim.
Mine right there. Paul's gonna throw some S-mine fields down over here on the left side strategic point while Grenadiers get the south fuel.
Pioneers reporting objective captured. Ready. Pioneers ready for assignment.
Sorry, Loveness, I don't get enough donations to be able to afford a viewbot like Hans, so only human viewers today, unfortunately. The machines will not join us.
Gartenhimmel, it's cold. We have a fresh half-track at our disposal. It's ready to use. Grenadiers reporting objective captured.
Giap making an advance across the south, sending conscripts and guards.
Pioneers awaiting orders. We are losing a sector. You found something?
Pio's on their way to take control of the munitions point here in the south.
Our bunker can now accommodate an MG-42.
Tiger received engine damage again here in the middle. Maybe it hit a mine this time. Looks like it. Stug is on its way to try and protect against assaulting infantry. T-34 misses its shot. I think Giap wants to find an opportunity against that damaged Tiger, but there's an AT gun, 2 AT guns set up right here to protect. That T-34 just took a huge burst of damage. Paul's harassment of the south will fail. The clock continues ticking against him, but he has lots of time. 200 VPs left. This game is really not swung in anybody's favor. Giap just with a very small lead. And an economic lead, actually. But I think he's intentionally not floating for T-34s because he'd rather have the heavy mortar to deal with the AT guns, and he wants to have a very healthy force of infantry for map harassment, and that's paying off, I think. I think that's why he has a really good hold on the map. Really nice victory point control. Munitions control too, because he has a really healthy force of infantry right now. Team weapons as well. Has stolen MG42. Heavy mortar and 2 field guns. 2 field guns. That's a lot of manpower invested into those. And that's going to help a lot against the Stug, which just got a main gun destroyed crit. Wow, that Stug. I can't even believe it. Still alive. A little slow to get to safety, though. I think it might go down just to slow micro. Finally, even with the main gun destroyed crit. That T-34 on the flank as well. Way too much firepower, and the Stug finally goes down. Tiger trying to scare that T-34 off. This AT gun could maybe get a shot off, and it would still survive anyway. Vet 2 on that T-34 as it pulls back to safety. 1 AT gun cleared, a bunker available here, and a half-track for forward reinforcement. Paul's forward position here is very strong, and it looks like it's not going to fall yet. And one squad of guards forced retreat. And Paul's Pyos on their way to recover some team weapons and get some damage done to these team weapons in return. Tiger's taking a little bit of damage from AT gunfire. And looks like it's about to sustain engine damage here. Needs to get back to safety away from these flanking T-34s. Really lucky bounce on the rear armor right there. And the AT grenade bounces on the rear armor. That is a lucky Tiger. In this engagement anyway. Actually had some bad luck earlier because all of the AT grenades I've seen on the frontal armor have penetrated, so... Apparently this Tiger is nothing but an agent of chaos. Heavy mortar is softening Paul up really badly, though. He's bleeding so much manpower on this forward reinforced position by the half-track, and he needs to do something about it. Tiger's on its way to maybe clear that mortar or force it to retreat, but it hits another mine! Oh, the irony, there's a minesweeper right there! Nice harassment of the north by Paul, getting this victory point under control, trying to get the clock control, get it ticking against Giap, but it's not looking great right now. Tiger slowly pulling back for repairs. The AT guns have moved to try and punish that Tiger for exposing itself on that mine, and is taking heavy damage from field gun fire. It could go down any second. There it goes. Tiger destroyed.
Our panzer forces have been reduced by 1.
Hit a mine and then double field gun finished the job. And I think Giap's decision to go with 2 field guns rather than 2 more T-34s is paying off big time. Sniping the Tiger frontally from range while it has engine damage. Eventually destroyed it. Even with a few bounces, I would say Paul got a pretty, not even terribly bad RNG right there. Just Tiger got caught out of position and hit a mine. And that was pretty much it. Paul is losing control of the game fast after the loss of his Tiger. He's not going to have another one for quite some time. Both of his AT guns just got cleared. And the situation is becoming dire. Grenadiers engaging against 2 Vet 3 guards in the north will definitely lose that engagement. There's an immediate retreat. Light artillery barrage try and maybe get some lucky hits. Ooh, that one wasn't too bad, but not enough to make any meaningful difference. AT gun destroyed. This one might also be destroyed. Guards and Pyos taking more bleed that Paul can't afford on their way back into the base.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Looks like all is lost for Paul unless he can pull off some kind of miracle. I don't know what that miracle would look like.
Increase your efforts. Losing a sector. Light artillery barrage ready to launch. Unit ready, and our heater is working too. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector. They're picking us off one by one. Half-track awaiting order.
that's not good. AT gun just walked into that machine gun down there. Giap slowly taking control of everything left in the north. His T-34s both still fine. He will destroy that last AT gun right there. I was forced to retreat. Grenadiers will try and slow the clock here in the south while Paul waits the incredibly painful and long journey for a second Tiger. But it looks like it will arrive before this game ends. And it will be the only mechanism by which a comeback might be possible. But Giap has the resources to trade extremely aggressively. Paul will have to destroy at least 4 T-34s just for the game to be brought back into equilibrium. And I think doing that with 1 Tiger and 1 AT gun may be a tough thing to do.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
Full retreat by Paul. And he will rotate all forces north. Tiger on its way. This is pretty much Paul's last-ditch attempt to recover control of the game. He has 79 victory points and is triple capped. It's a mine immediately. Got the half-track though, will reinforce that bleed. Sets the AT gun up facing the road while his Tiger advances. He does not have a minesweeper anywhere up here, I don't think. He has one in the back, moving to catch up.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Both T-34s are available to try and counter this push and are going to start bleeding infantry as they advance up the hill. Only 50 VPs remaining in this Tiger. Absolutely must succeed in this assault just for the game to maybe possible somehow.
50 points remaining.
Light artillery barrage softening up the machine gun right there, and Paul's last-ditch desperate attempt to take this victory point will maybe slow the clock down with only 30 victory points left. I'm pretty sure this is the game. He doesn't even have units on their way to try lone harassment of a second victory point. So even with the assault for the north being successful, looks like we're going to have ourselves a new star-crossed king.
Artillery barrage at your command. MG team has been promoted. An infantry squad has been killed.
Destroyed engine on the Tiger. Half track goes up in flames. The T-34s are on the hunt to finish it off. And with that Tiger destroyed, Paul knows that the game is absolutely over. There is no way to recover from this situation, and he will lose the Star-Crossed King's throne Giap will ascend it. Well played by Giap. A fitting end to this series, I think. And an excellent start to Star-Crossed Kings for the day. GG.